As I was speaking on the name, I want to give an explanation because if this is your first time hearing me, you probably wonder what the heck is up with the name. Well, the name of this podcast, Dick and Conversation Podcast, which was almost Penis and Prayer, it comes from my experience after my divorce when I officially became a divorcee and having to start over. And as I began to amass the things that I had lost, and a new job and health insurance and new vehicle and place to stay, I decided to dip my toe back into the dating pool. And the purpose that was and is this podcast is to always empower women and sometimes educate men about what happens where, situations come and go, life altering events. And I'm told it's told through cautionary tales of my experiences. So you don't have to go through what I went through. Learn from my mistakes because there were times where, the police was called on me. I called the police. I broke into my own home. I acted a fool. I went on people's job. I rode by houses in the middle of the night to see was a car there. Go back to red flags and red lights and red flags. So the purpose of my whole podcast, period, is to always give these cautionary tales to empower women so that you don't put yourself in a position where you're dependent upon someone. And if they leave or you're unhappy, they're unhappy, you are now in a situation where you're going to suffer a tremendous loss, which is what I did. Some of us aunties that's north of 40, north of 50, smelling 60, still doing that kind of silly stuff. But if that is a situation that you're in, you go like, you know what? I'm not crazy because the way Lissa told that story, she did it. But if you are at that phase in your life, you're not crazy. I've been there. And that's the whole purpose of this podcast. So that's why I'm saying I want people to learn from this podcast and give a second thought like, oh, is this really what I want to do? Is this really something I should do? That's what this podcast is about.